Okay, this is a little bit more spread out. We're now on a leverage circuit. Okay, we've moved from tackling drills to a leverage circuit. We've taken a water break, maybe done a little bit of team time, and now we're on leverage circuit. Okay, the key to any leverage circuit is reminding your players that you need to push running backs or any ball carriers to the outside. If you're head up, the ball carrier has two decisions he can make. If you take away the inside, he's got one decision. Okay, he's got to go to the boundary. While your guys are pursuing, your boundary then acts as another defender. Okay, these cones are 10 by 10. You're maintaining inside leverage. Okay, your focus is on the near hip and near shoulder, and you are tapping the hip. You're tapping the hip just to let the coach know that you were close enough to step on his foot or smell his breath. Okay, if you can't tap the hip, then you're not close enough to tackle. You are out of position. Okay, now this is simply angle tackle without the contact that we had seen before in the tackling circuit. Okay, tap the hip though gets you also used to not slowing down. Okay, we don't want to teach kids to run up to a player and then stop. We want them to keep forward motion. Don't confuse them with the freeze, okay, too often. So you have to have this in the leverage circuit to remind them that in real life you don't freeze during a football game when you get up to the ball carrier. You actually keep going. Okay, so this is training their bodies and their eyes to run through by tapping the hip. Now once these guys are getting it down and they're feeling pretty good about their inside leverage, okay, at another circuit, you're going to have cutback. You're going to widen up the cones and you're going to allow the players to cut back. Now the key coach point here is this. As soon as the ball carrier cuts back, you need to move upfield. You need to move upfield. Okay? Always staying on that inside hip. Always staying on the inside hip. Okay? This guy got beat. He went outside. Okay? If you end up from this angle, if the tackler ends up near the camera, in between the camera and the ball carrier, he got beat. Okay, this guy, he got beat too. He wasn't focused on the inside leverage. He wasn't pushing him out. If he was pushing him out, he wouldn't have been able to cut back like that. Here we go. Focus on the hip, cuts up. Good job right there. That's a good job right there. Okay, let's take a look at the guy who got beat and then the guy who didn't. As soon as the cutback happens, he needs to go straight upfield. He's on the run. Boom. Here he needs to go straight upfield. If you float, and you're only going to float if you're running too high, okay, if you float, he could get around you. A little shifty back is going to get around you. And that's exactly what happens here. Boom. He floated. He got around. Now, depending on how tough that guy is, okay, depending on, how he can recover from technique, he may make that play. But you don't want to bet on it, especially in a man-to-man situation. Next guy, though, he's focused on the near hip. He's pushing him out. The cutback happens. He goes straight upfield. Okay, that's a win for the defense.